Hey guys, today I'm here with my summer book haul. These are basically all the books that I got in June and July. I haven't gotten as many these last 2 months as I have in past months, so I just decided to combine them all together. And I've been reading more books than I've been buying lately, so that's a good thing. That never happens. So let's go ahead and get on with the book haul. The first 2 books I got on my Kindle. First one is The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. I've read I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. And the problems I had with it was mostly the writing, so I don't know if I'm really going to like this, but it was like $2 and I couldn't pass it up, and I'm going to give it a shot because I know everyone loves her, and maybe it was just a fluke and I will like this one more, but we shall see. And I also got Vengeance Road by Erin Bowman. I don't know too much about this book, but I know it's a Western novel, which I've never read anything like that before. And I've heard good things, so hopefully I will like it. Now on to the physical books. These first few books I'm going to mention very briefly because I've had unboxing videos for them, and I will link all those videos down below. The first 2 books I have in my surprise unboxing, this one actually I knew about, so it's not so much of a surprise, but it was Summer of Sloane by Erin L. Schneider. I read this in June, and you can hear all about it in my June wrap-up. And then I also got Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo from the lovely Witty Novels. She sent this to me for my birthday, so thank you once again. And if you want to see my reaction to unboxing it, you can watch it down below. These next 2 books I got in my uppercase. In June, I got My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows. I've read this one too, and you can hear about it in my June wrap-up as well. But yes, I really enjoyed this book. It's a retelling of Lady Jane Grey, but with a huge twist, and they pretty much rewrite history, and it's hysterical, and just read it. And then my July uppercase had The Savage Song by Victoria Schwab. I'm currently reading this one. I'm almost halfway through it, and I will hopefully finish it before the end of July and talk about it in my July wrap-up. Next book was an anticipated release of the year, and that was Wanderlost by Jen Malone. I also read this in June, and you can hear about it in my June wrap-up. And I really, really love this book, and I would definitely recommend it. It's about a girl who has to lead a tour group for senior citizens through Europe, and it was just good. Read it and watch my June wrap-up. It's pretty much all I'm going to say this whole time because I've read most of these books, I think. And the next book I have also read, and that was Mosquitoland by David Arnold. It's about a girl who jumps on a Greyhound bus to go back to visit her mom in Cleveland, and she meets all these like crazy characters, and I wasn't a huge fan of this, but you can hear more about what I thought in my July wrap-up. These next books are from Book Outlet. Next book, surprisingly, I have also read, and that is Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella. This is about a girl with social anxiety, which I can definitely relate. She meets one of her brother's gaming partners, and it kind of helps her through her anxiety, and it was really good, and you can hear about it in my June wrap-up. Actually, these next few books I have not read. So the first one is The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. I just saw this there for super cheap. I really like this cover. The synopsis kind of reminds me of Daughter of Smoke and Bone, which I was not a huge fan of, but I'm willing to give this one a shot. And I've heard that they travel around the world and go to Europe, and that's all I need, so yes. The next book is What We Saw by Erin Hartzler. This is about a girl who goes to a party and gets drunk, but then she can't remember what happened, and then all these pictures surface of what happened, and they're trying to like piece together what happened and everything. And I'm really interested to read this book. I know it was the Booksplosion Book of the Month a few months ago, and yes, but I'm excited to check it out. And then I got Immaculate by Caitlin Detweiler. I don't know too much about this book, and I haven't heard a whole lot, but it's about a girl who gets pregnant, and she's trying to deal with all that. It sounds pretty good, and I love realistic fiction books like this, and it sounds like it has some magical realism elements too, which I'm excited about. And then this is the last book that I've read, and that is Young Widows Club by Alexandra Coutts. This is about a girl who gets married when she's 17, and then 6 weeks later her husband dies, and she's having to deal with being a young widow and getting her life back together and going back to school and everything. And I will talk about this in my July wrap-up. Then I have Tonight the Streets Are Ours by Layla Sales. This book I don't know too much about, but I got it just to make shipping worth it from Book Outlet. And I haven't read anything by Layla Sales. I also own Song Will Save Your Life, which I've heard good things about. This one I haven't heard too much about, but I do love this cover, and I couldn't resist. and I think it was half off because I think they were doing their 50/50 sale for YA at the time. So I got it. And the last book I was super excited to see on Book Outlet, and that is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. I've heard really good things about this book, but I was hesitant to buy it because I'm not a big fantasy person. But I've heard really good things about it, so hopefully I will like it. We shall see. I'm excited to read it. That's all the books that I got in June and July. Let me know if you've read any of these books in the comments down below, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye!